Hey, welcome everybody to Thursdays. You can't make this up. And listen, we have a great program for you today. Yeah, we have a little bit of humor, but first let's just start off with some facts that things are happening that nobody's talking about, and we really need to know what's going on because these globalists are at it. They're not going to stop. And you know what? I'm going to show you this first video clip, then we're going to go from there. And you know, Elon Musk is an interesting guy. Some things he does, and I think, man, that's great. And other things he does, I think, this guy is definitely not just part of the problem. In a sense, he seems to be the problem or leading the way. And very interesting dynamic with Mr. Musk. But check this out regarding Tesla. And then we're going to start connecting dots from there. And yeah, we're going to get some very interesting things in this program. So let's roll this first video clip. It's regarding Tesla insurance, and it's going to show you the control that these people, these globalists, are going to get on the masses. So check this out.
So this is my Tesla Model 3, and I can't drive it past 10 p.m. And that's because I have Tesla insurance. And if you don't know what Tesla insurance is or how it works, well, it grades you on how you drive. Which means if your safety score is very high, you pay less per month, but if it's very low, you pay more per month. And they get that score by the following criteria, and if you can see right here, one of them is late night driving. And they consider late night driving being from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Like, look, how is 10 p.m. late? And because this is a Tesla, this car is connected to the T. So all this stuff is being graded live as you drive pretty much. And as soon as it hits 10 p.m., that thing starts ticking. And now you might be asking, how much can that late night driving affect your safety score, and how much does it bring up your premium? Well, here's what it would be like. So this is a 100 score. I would only pay $93 if I drove perfectly. But say I was doing a whole lot of late night driving, but I was still driving like a good civilian. Well, if that's all the way at the bottom at 29.3, my premium increases to $194.
Wow, 100 extra bucks, it more than doubled just because he drives after 10 p.m. This is nuts. Okay, now check out the list. What do you have in here? It's basically your social credit score based upon your driving. Make sure you're a good citizen. Now again, this is an Elon Musk model, so I want you to think through this. So, I mean, look at this. Forward collision warnings. You're following too close. Hard braking, aggressive turning, unsafe following, forced autopilot, the whole thing, and then a late night driving. I'm looking at this, thinking of all these credit ratings. My insurance would be like, I don't know, 10 grand a month or something. I wouldn't stand a chance. You can see what this is doing, though. I want you to think through this. It's playing on the psychology of human beings, where people are going to think, well, if you just follow the orders, if you just follow what they tell you, then everything's going to be good. $93 a month. Well, if you don't break the rules, you don't have to worry about anything. But if you follow too close, if you go around a turn too fast, this explains why I've seen many Tesla drivers lately. Some of you might be Tesla drivers, probably are. I'm not saying you guys are doing it, but I'm looking at this, and this is with Tesla insurance, so not other insurance companies, although they're starting to go the same direction, just so you guys know. But I'm looking at this. This is about compliance. Everybody falls in line. Everybody drives the same way, looks the same way, dresses the same way. Everybody falls in line with their social media posts. Nobody gets out of hand. And if you do get out of hand, listen, the government isn't doing this. This is private industry, private business. So the government can say, oh, we aren't trying to bring control on anybody. Private businesses. So you look at this and you go, okay, wow. Okay, now check out this article I'm going to show you here. Because it goes along the same thinking. This is out of Zero Hedge. Rothschild wants merger between corporations, governments, and AI to save capitalism. It's like, okay, you can't make this stuff up. That's what we really need. This is all about. Why don't they just put what they really want us to think? In order to save humanity, because that's what they're really trying to convey. In order to save humanity and make sure everything's going good, this is what we need: a merger between corporations. So you just saw that with Tesla Insurance. A merger between corporations, governments. That's what, I mean, we've already got this, right? We saw what the government did and how involved they've been in things with social media companies, right? So you look, a merger between corporations, governments, and artificial intelligence. Oh, this is just going to go well. However, you guys are smart. You know that this is what they're already doing. They're already working toward this end. I mean, these are the things that we talk about, right? So we are alerted, and what do we know? Everything is going to this way of this beast system, the whole system of the beast. Now, next article. Listen, we have a lot today. It's going to move through stuff pretty quick, but you're going to get the point. Check out this next one. Ex-CIA director Michael Hayden, get this, smears patriotic American Christians, there you go, no different from Hamas terrorists. Wow. Are you a Christian? Do you believe that America shouldn't be collapsed by the globalists or these radical leftist communists, absolutely destroyed? Do you believe that that we should close our borders? Do you believe we should control the masses of the destruction that Washington, D.C. is doing and so many of the states in America, such as California, New York, and so forth? Do you believe that these things need to be dealt with? The borders should be closed? These people shouldn't be able to destroy America the way they are. They're ruining our privacy, destroying the economy, making every decision they can to ruin your life. Well, if you believe that you should be able to have freedom here in America, and you believe that, the Bible is true, you go to church and you believe, hey, we should have freedoms in America, you're as bad as you're no different, according to this former CIA director, Michael Hayden, no different from Hamas terrorists. So this is what these people actually think about us, whether it be Homeland Security, FBI, CIA. And look at this and go, this is what they think about us. You love Jesus? You're a problem. You love America? You're a problem. You need to be dealt with. You need to be eliminated the way that Israel is attempting to eliminate Hamas, although the world pressures against Israel so much that it's just terrible what's going on there. Hey, by the way, speaking of Israel, like I said, I have a lot here to show you. You ready for this next one? Check out this. It's just, here's some facts, right? I show you facts about the reality of ethnic cleansing, all right? Because you hear so much that Israel is this genocide that they're committing against the Muslim world. Not so. What, there's 16 million Jews worldwide. How many Muslims are there worldwide? 2 billion or something like that? How's there any such thing? All right, but here we have the countries listed for you. A Jewish population, 1948 versus 2023. Egypt. In Egypt, 1948, there were 63,550 Jews. Right now in Egypt, there's 3. 1, 2, 3. Syria, 1948, 40,000 Jews. How many in Syria now? 0. Iran, you can see the numbers. Iraq, you see the numbers. 150,000 in 1948, 4 now. I mean, look at this, you go, what's really going on with ethnic cleansing? What's really happening here? Morocco, 265,000 Jews, 1948, now 2,100. Yemen, 55,000 Jews, 1948, 1 now. All right, you guys can see the whole list there, right? Now check it out. Now we're gonna look at the bottom. Arab population, 1948 versus 2023. Arabs in Israel, 156,000 in 1948 versus now 2,100,000 Arabs in Israel. Oh, I thought it was ethnic cleansing because I listened to CNN and all these people on the internet that go and comment and say how evil the Jews are and how they all need to be destroyed. What's really happening here? These are just simple facts. Arabs in Gaza, 1948, 80,000 versus Arabs today, 2 million. Folks, we are being lied to. Save that for yourself. I'm going to have a lot more facts like this coming up over the next several weeks because the truth be told, the social media is just so brutal with their lies against Israel and the Jews, just unbelievable. And as soon as you stick up for the truth, you bring the Bible into it, what the Bible actually says, man, you are just lit up as being an evil person. Why? Because you don't go along with the narrative to destroy the Jews. You recognize what the Bible actually does say. And by the way, I'm watching church after church, pastor after pastor, video after video saying how awful all these Jews are and they don't have any right to the land. Folks, what lies. Hey, listen, this Sunday at 4:00 p.m., David Tal is going to be joining me live. So much to talk about. David Tal, IDF commander and major, is going to be joining me live at the 412 Church in Southern California in San Jacinto. You can check it out at hopeforourtimes.com on the app. And I hope you can join us. It'll be in person. I hope you can join us. If not, if you're unable to be in Southern California for this event this coming Sunday, then it will be live streamed too, but I hope that you can make it. All right. I have so much more there's just so much more to go. We're just going to go from one thing to the next, right? Let's move on to the next thing. You guys ready? Okay, check this out. This is this non-binary, binary, non-whatever person. Apparently, Charlie Kirk had, well, you just got to watch the video. This is just total insanity.
Did you know that Allah is beyond gender? Did you know that actually scholars believe that there are two Qurans, the Quran of nature and the Quran, the actual book? And did you know that each chapter is named after a natural phenomenon? I don't know, this whole book is just blowing my mind and I am so excited. I got sticky notes so that I could mark out things that I was drawn to. And I'm not even through the first chapter and I already have a bunch of sticky notes. I'm definitely going to have to buy more tabs. I'm honestly having a whole revolution with myself where the way that I describe the universe and the things that I believe in are actually described in the Quran of believing in Allah. And I've never thought that I believed in God before, and now I'm really having a revolution of self of I think I actually believe in God. If you've been curious, I really recommend it. There are a lot of people who are converting. There's a lot of people who are reading it. I'm not saying I'm going to convert. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. And I don't know. I know that this is exactly what I need right now. I just wanted to say thank you and just point out how excited I am.
Well, when that thing reads the verse about homosexuality, be curious to hear their response.
I mean, is that weird? I mean, you're talking about weird stuff. I mean, so was that a girl or a guy or what exactly? What he, him, her, they, them, it? I don't know what, but whatever it was had a mustache. I don't know if you noticed that. Go back, check out the video. So, this stuff is just bizarre. I'm telling you, there's mental illness, demon-possessed people, and total idiots. I mean, I don't know what category to put this stuff in. I mean, it's just so bizarre, but people have been so brainwashed. I mean, this person believing in the Quran. Could you imagine this person going and living in Iran and trying to do this stuff, or Syria, or Gaza, right? Give it a whirl. You know what's weird is you can get away with this in the U.S. and you can get away with this in Israel. Try to get away with this in the Islamic communities that this person says, this is what I want. I just believe in, you know, this it's just insanity. Folks, this is insane. This is nuts. But listen, blindness is spiritual blindness. God has given people over to a reprobate mind. Total, unbelievable reprobate mind. So basically a mind that makes decisions that can't think in its own best interest. So in other words, you make a decision that actually becomes your destruction. That's what this is. So when you look at Romans chapter 1, a person's been given over to a reprobate mind. Well, there you have it. Bingo. There's a perfect example. You make a decision to follow the Quran, they're going to kill you, but you think it's so cute. She had a mustache. I mean, this stuff is just, I mean, how much more strange can this world get before we're called home, before Jesus calls us home? Okay, ready? Let's move on. I actually have a lot more, so I'm going to start picking up the pace here. Okay, check this out. I think this sums up President Biden. National Christmas tree topples to the ground at White House, perfectly summing up Joe Biden's presidency. No kidding, it does. I look at that, I think, it does. There goes the Christmas tree, and there goes Biden. I mean, just think, as Joe Biden falls down, the Christmas tree falls down, America is just in an absolute free fall. And just one weird thing after another. All right, let me show you another weird thing. Ready for this one? So there's this kid. He was at the Kansas City Chiefs game. He's Indian, dressed up like an Indian. Check out this short video, real short video. All right, folks, so this is appalling because this is a kid. He's actually Native American, but this journalist is accusing this child of being a racist. This is insane. There should be a lawsuit over this. I mean, I look at this, and you look down, and you have black players are down on the field that are joining him and encouraging him. What is this? It's this white leftist journalists. This is where this insane stuff comes from. The white leftist side. It's totally insane. I've told you this before. There was this bar, it was in San Diego many years ago. It's called Indian Joe's. And a bunch of white leftists petitioned and made sure that it was closed. It was forced to close because it was called Indian Joe's. Guess what? A guy named Joe owned it, and he was Indian, so he named it after himself, Indian Joe's. So whatever. I mean, this stuff is just totally insane. So as one person commented on here, this kid can't dress up as an Indian, even though he's Indian, right? But we tell children that men can dress up and pretend to be women. I mean, this is the insane world that we live in. And yet total wickedness. Going after a child who happens to be Indian. Just nuts. All right. Well, let's not stop here because there's more. Ready? 2 Australian researchers conclude far-right humor is a danger to democracy. Look at that. Hey, by the way, we're going to be in Australia the first Friday and Saturday of February. It'll be myself, Brandon Holthouse, Billy Crone, Mondo Gonzalez, along with Ken Michael and Pete Garcia. It's going to be terrific. And then we're going to be over in New Zealand too on Monday. I believe it is going to be the 5th, Monday over in New Zealand. You check out the website, hopeforOurTimes.com, or the app and get the information there. But I look at this. 2 Australian researchers conclude far-right humor is a danger to democracy. And then what do they determine far-right humor is? Something like, I don't know. Just, these people are nuts. But there's still so much more to cover. So let's move on to the next thing. You ready? This comes out of the Daily Mail. Transgender woman footballer quits and threatens, get this, to sue for discrimination because rivals refused to compete against her after she left opponents terrified and broke knee of a player blocking her shot. Him. I mean, come on, man. Seriously, can things get any more insane than what they are? This is normal? This is the world we live in. Wow. This stuff is just bizarre. Talk about messed up world. All right. Well, we should be witnessing about Jesus. So I'm going to move on to, we're going to, listen, we've got a few more things to cover, and they are good. But check out this one. This is from PennLive.com. Santa is fake, Jesus is real. Man dressed as Grinch tells elementary school kids. This is in Dallas. A Grinch tried to deliver a Christmas message to some Texas elementary school children on Monday morning. A man dressed as the Grinch stood outside Sleepy Hollow Elementary in Amarillo with a sign that read, Santa is fake, Jesus is real. Parents and school administrators were not pleased, I bet. The news station reported one dad grabbed the man's sign and threw it on the ground. The news station reported another told ABC affiliate the man who goes by David Grisham, with not wearing a furry green costume, should not be pushing his agenda on people's children. Grisham appeared unfazed by the response from parents, calling them liars for perpetrating the belief in Santa Claus. So there you go. I just thought I'd give you a Merry Christmas story in there too. Okay, so I'm going to get into this. I want to make sure I deal with a couple of things here. A little bit more of a serious note here. Let me hold on one second here. So this is out of Gateway Pundit. You can find this article, this story, various places. 20-year-old fan hospitalized with severe injuries and brain hemorrhage after unprovoked attack by American rappers Entourage over photo requests. Now, I watched the video of this. You guys can pull up the video yourself later and check it out. But you look at it, it's just absolutely awful. So it's this white kid. Let's point out the obvious, right? It's this white kid. He goes up. He likes this rapper. He asks this rapper, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?" He sees him, and he goes, "Hey, this is a great opportunity." His entourage, two of the guys from his entourage actually hit the guy, and now he's got this, he's like severe injuries to brain hemorrhage. And now the rapper, to his credit, he tried to stop his own bodyguards from doing this to this kid, but he's 20 years old. "Hey, can I just get a picture with you guys?" He gets sucker punched by one guy, and then as he sucker punched, his head hits the wall. Another one of the guys just goes up and knocks him to the ground, and they beat the kid. They beat the kid. And we're watching this over and over again. Listen, I'm going to show you this other one if we can pull it up here. It was another one that was posted by Charlie Kirk. Let's see if we can put this up here too. It's just another part of the lawlessness that we have abounding. I'm not so sure this one's going to come up. And what this other video was, you're just looking at this. Some facts. You don't hear anything about racism. You don't hear anything about hate crimes. I mean, you're watching this stuff, and then you start looking at things exploding all over the world. Listen, this is what Jesus said. Remember these words, all right? Matthew chapter 24. False prophets, verse 11, will rise up and deceive many. And that's happening. It's happening in the church. These people say you can't trust in the Bible. Gay marriage is good. Transgenderism is good. Slaughtering Israeli Jews is good in their home. All these things. These pastors are saying this stuff, just supporting. They're doing the pro-Hamas stuff. But check this out. Many false prophets will rise up and deceive many. Verse 12, Matthew 24. And because lawlessness will abound, the love of many will grow cold. Now, lawlessness is growing exponentially. The love of many is growing cold. How else could you describe what's going on? You know, we see this stuff taking place, folks. Lawlessness is abounding. And you look at the anti-Israel movement, the pro-Hamas movement. We watch that the world is being split. Churches are being divided over Israel. But you are watching lawlessness abound. We're watching borders open. We're blown open here in America, blown open over in Europe. Europe is waking up to the reality of their problems that they have, and they're saying, we got to kick these people out. Folks, this is bad stuff. All right, let's move on to something else. Got a couple more things. So I look at this, and so this is a Gigi Hadid. Apparently she's a model, and her dad, some rich famous guy, I guess, some Arab guy. Gigi Hadid apologizes after backlash over post amid Israel-Hamas hostage swap. And basically, this is what it is. Her since deleted post said Israel abducted, this is what Gigi Hadid, this famous model, her since deleted post said Israel abducted and imprisoned a Palestinian child, but really it was Ahmad Mansara, who was arrested at 13 years old, right, by Israeli police for stabbing a 20-year-old Israeli security guard and a 13-year-old boy in Jerusalem, and then stating, I want to stab Jews. So Gigi Hadid goes on her social media, since deleted post, and says, Israel kidnapped the child. No, they arrested a murderer. Jeez Louise, man. You look at this stuff, it's just totally insane. But let's just get a couple more of the insanity things going on. Here's the Pope. In undisclosed call, Pope Francis warned Israel against committing terror. Well, isn't that nice of the Pope? This guy's evil. Even half the Catholic Church doesn't like the guy. Half the Protestant Church loves the guy. The globalists love the guy. You look at this guy. Israel, the committing terror. Just unbelievably appalling the way that things are spun against Israel and against the Jews. And it's terrible, the things that people just believe post everywhere. All right. Well, let's just close with this reminder here. UN, you ready for this one? UN demands Americans drastically reduce meat consumption to meet the WEF climate goals. Folks, check it out. Let me just read this to you because, you know, I know many of you already know it well. I'm going to read it to you in just a second. But before I do, think of that. The SDG goals, the goals of the whatchamacallit, you know, the Agenda 2030, the 17 SDG goals, Sustainable Development Goals, right? They're alive and well. They're all moving forward. These globalists have done everything they can to use Israel war as cover while they move everything forward. So here they are saying, now, U.S. is going to have to cut down the eating meat. So we're going to watch the prices of meat continue to go up. You're going to watch and hear about more and more farms being closed and meat cows being killed. You're going to hear a lot more about this stuff. I'd also be concerned about the kind of stuff that's going to appear in the meat that you buy in the stores. And I don't even think a lot of stores will even know what's in their meat. They're going to be told one thing. I don't trust these people. But remember this. By the way, don't forget, just see it here, the Rapture Kit is available if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty cool. Okay, 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit expressly says that in latter times some will depart from the faith, giving heed to deceiving spirits and doctrines of demons, speaking lies in hypocrisy, having their own conscience seared with a hot iron, here it is, forbidding to marry, and commanding to abstain from foods, or as some Bibles rightly translate, meats, which God created, to be received with thanksgiving by those who believe and know the truth. For every creature of God is good, and nothing is to be refused if it is received with thanksgiving, for it is sanctified by the word of God and prayer. Isn't this interesting? The Apostle Paul writes this, how many years ago? Some 2,000 years ago. Says in the latter days, in the last days, deceiving spirits, doctrines of demons, people departing from the faith. What are they going to tell you to do? You can't eat meat. Wow, you can't make this stuff up. Amazing, isn't it? Things are coming together. In fact, that one passage alone helps us to be able to determine the days in which we live are, as it says here, in the latter times. Listen, get ready. Jesus is coming. As I mentioned, the Rapture Kit is available at hopefortimes.com, but also, hey, we are pressing forward. Join me this Sunday evening in person if you can. David Towell's going to be joining me, IDF Commander and Major, 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time in F412 Church in Southern California, San Jacinto specifically. Join us in person. It's going to be absolutely terrific with him. And if you can't join us in person, it will be live streamed too. God bless you guys, and look forward to seeing you on Sunday evening.